This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Friday, June 7th, 2024. I'm Alex Brown. Indianapolis-based Managed Health Services is launching a $12 million health equity program called MHS Serves with the goal of reducing and eliminating health disparities throughout the state. The program will provide at least $2 million annually to support various community-based initiatives, the first of which will focus on expanding broadband access in historically marginalized communities.
We have seen that access to broadband significantly impacts people's access to healthcare services. And so we want to be part of the solution to help bring that access and availability to communities throughout the state. You know, a lot of healthcare can be provided digitally. So whether that's calls to your doctor, video conferencing, investing in broadband is really a long-term strategy to help support that access to care throughout the state of Indiana.
Senior Vice President Christina Hage says applications for funding are open through July 12th. With a goose mascot parading around and an airplane flying overhead with a banner, Pennsylvania-based Wawa broke ground Thursday on its first convenience store and gas station in Indiana. The store on the north side of Indianapolis is scheduled to open in the second quarter of 2025. Wawa officials also confirmed work will begin this year at 6 other locations in Indiana, including Indianapolis, Noblesville, Westfield, Brownsburg, Cumberland, and Clarksville. The University of Evansville is celebrating a nearly $340,000 gift from alumna Maureen Fitzgerald. The university said this week that the gift will support a $10,000 scholarship given annually to a deserving non-traditional student. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation invite you to the Engage Indiana series, presented by CareSource, Indiana University, and Old National Bank. With an unrelenting focus on growing Indiana's economy, we'll dive into each region's unique challenges and distinct opportunities for growth. 9 regions, 1 goal. Indiana's bold future starts here. Discover more and register at ibj.com/engage.
Nonstop air service to and from Detroit officially returns to Fort Wayne International Airport beginning tonight. The route left the Fort Wayne market in October 2022 due to the pilot shortage, and its return is being heralded as a major win for the city. In a May interview with Inside Indiana Business, Executive Director of Airports Scott Hinderman credited the region's business community with being a major player in getting the Detroit service back.
The business community in Northeast Indiana really engaged, and they wrote letters to the route planners, decision makers with Delta, showed them and shared them what their individual company's travel budget was and how they're reasonably loyal to Delta. Having a region, a community connected to the globe via air service for the region to leave the region and do commerce and do business, or even better, more importantly, is for the globe to come to your region to do commerce. So while we had 7 other hub destinations out of our region, having Detroit's a very large airport, it's a good connecting hub for both domestic and international traffic. Having that as part of our portfolio here, FWA, is super important.
The return of Detroit service brings the airport's total nonstop destinations to 13 on 4 airlines. Other routes include Chicago, Charlotte, Dallas-Fort Worth, and Atlanta. Governor Eric Holcomb's office announced Thursday that it has awarded an additional $81.5 million in the final round of the Next Level Connections broadband grant program. The funding will provide broadband infrastructure to more than 34,000 homes and businesses in 54 counties throughout the state. Broadband service providers and utility cooperatives could apply for up to $5 million to expand service into unserved areas as long as they provided a 20% match. As part of the 4th and final round, 17 providers contributed more than $135 million in matching funds. A Jeffersonville native hopes her newly opened workspace in the city's downtown will serve as a catalyst for growth for female entrepreneurs and business owners. Deidre Collins cut the ribbon this week on Wall Street Suites, a business incubator designed to support women wherever they are in their entrepreneurial journey.
It's really a place for them to launch, receive coaching, mentorship, networking opportunities, collaboration. So we really want this to be a launching pad for them, not their forever home. And then, create space for the next woman that wants to start her own business. growing up here in Jeffersonville, I saw women that own businesses, but there wasn't a lot of collaboration, visibility, and networking. But I really wanted to give back to my community and have that space here in Southern Indiana. So that's what kind of pushed me to come up with Wall Street Suites.
Wall Street Suites offers 7 individual suites available for lease at a price point below market rate in order to be accessible to entrepreneurs with limited capital. Outgoing University of Southern Indiana President Ron Rochon is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.